The final of the World Cup has begun.
Yes.
It's going to be possibly a massive day, not for Indian chess, but for Indian sport, I would say. Because
and world chess.
World chess, yes, but I'm only concerned about India.
Yeah.
And especially coming on the back of the Chandrayaan success.
Yep.
Imagine a day later, we have a young 18-year-old winning the World Cup. You still can't call him a world champion because chess has a very different format.
Yep.
You need to win the candidates and then challenge the world champion. So that's still a fair distance away. But the importance of this tournament can be gauged by the fact that Magnus Carlsen, who's arguably the greatest chess player ever, has never won this.
Yep.
So it's not just Pragg who's going to be under pressure, it's going to be Carlsen as well, because he's never won it too.
Actually, he never needed to play in the Chess World Cup because he was already the champion.
Yeah.
But he still participated, despite being the champion, finished third.
See?
Yes, because he wants something different. This is a different format that is there in the Chess World Cup. He has a problem with the World Championship format. That's why he just said, oh, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, the problem he has is that that's classical chess.
Yeah.
And he has a problem where he says that, you know, players, because there's so much time, players can then look at computer moves and study them. And so there's not much innovation.
Correct.
And then players can base it on, you know, with the help of computers and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So which is why he wants actual capability of a player to shine through.
Yep. And
And he then feels that, you know, in a rapid fire or a blitz kind of a format, the player cannot rely too much on computer things that he studied, but more so on his instincts and his style of play. That is
correct.
Right. So final has started. The next few minutes that we'll be here, we won't be live throughout the final, but what we'll try and give you an idea of what is at stake and what is going to be happening. Firstly, since Siddharth is an in-house chess expert, I'm going to ask him, the fact that in rapid fire, Carlsen has an 8-5 head-to-head.
9-5 head-to-head.
9-5? I thought it was 8.
9-5.
Okay, 9-5 head-to-head. That means he's won 9 times, 5 times for Pragg. So in a time restricted format, that's the head to head, and this is a time restricted format it's come down to. Just to let you know why it's come down to, because they had two classical chess games where time is, you know, unlimited, where you can play till somebody emerges a winner or it's a draw. In that, it was both games were drawn.
Yep.
So now you've gone to this time restricted format where you're going to have rapid fire of 25 minutes a piece. That doesn't decide, then 10 minutes, and then you get into blitz. If it doesn't happen. But if it was to be decided in rapid fire, I want to know, because in the time controlled environment he has a better head to head, does that play a role here?
It is 50-50 when I look at Pragnananda and Carlsen when it comes to rapid. Most of Pragg's success has come in rapid against Carlsen. 5 wins. You cannot discount those 5 wins because Carlsen is the reigning blitz and rapid champion for a reason. Look at the rating that he's got. 2,800 plus in rapid. Pragg is 2,690, which is a differential of 150. That's the class factor.
So that ELO rating points that you're talking about, the difference between them in terms of point, it's almost as if Carlsen is in a different class and he's in a different class.
Exactly.
But that's a big gulf. Then how do you say it's 50-50?
Because in a rapid game, and especially the format of the World Cup is such, anybody can get an advantage. It just depends on one blunder. And Carlsen, I'll tell you one of the basic factors as to why Pragg has a good chance. Three reasons. Number one, he's not 100%. Magnus Carlsen.
What is his latest health update? Because he had a stomach bug.
Yep.
He was not feeling his best in the classical game. Yes, in the both classical games, he was not at his best. So that's why people say that he went for a draw in the second classical game, saying that maybe it'll give me one more extra days of rest and I'll come in the rapid fire. That's my strength and I'll be fitter and I'll be able to do it. But what's his status now? That 1 day rest made him a bit better?
He says that he's okay. But also remember, both the guys went for quick draws in the 2 classical games because even Pragnananda was exhausted. Because remember, this is his 4th tiebreaker in this Chess World Cup. His first was against world number 3 Hikaru Nakamura, which went to the Rapids. His second
with this good friend
Arjun Erigaisi, which went to the 3+2 sudden death blitz. That started at 4:30, ended at 10.
Wow.
And 3+2 blitz is so problematic that after the next day you are on fumes. But then because he faced Caruana, again it went to the rapids, but there he did well. In the 10+10 in particular, he did well. So even Pragg is exhausted. He may show a very cool demeanor like how he is, but he's actually also tired. So both players said, okay, tomorrow anyway is Aryapar. Let me just do it on that day itself. And one more intimidation factor is all of Pragg's win have come online. This is the first time that they are over the board face to face.
But does that play a role? And why I'm asking is because I hear from a lot of chess players saying that playing Carlsen face to face is very tough because he's very intimidating.
Very.
So why is it that he's so intimidating?
Look at the posture that he's got on the chessboard. Focus, absolute focus. It's like he's willing Praggnanandhaa, okay, bishop, make a blunder. Look at the pose that he's in. And he's much prepared. He's better prepared because he's making his moves very quickly. That is a sign that the preparation and the opening. Today, Praggnanandhaa kind of started off with a very defensive opening, the London defense. And traditionally, if you start from the king's section, it means you're opting for a draw, which is what happened in the second classical. E4, E5, knight, 1 second. E4, E5, knight F6, knight F3. It meant, okay, we are just playing for a draw. This defense is similar on that lines. And look at the time. He's just doing it superbly at this point. We have already seen 12 moves. 3 minutes are up. But yeah, 7 minutes. Praggnanandhaa has 22 minutes on the clock. Carlsen has 18 minutes on the clock. So
that means Carlsen's taken more time.
He's taken more time. He's taken about 7 minutes. But
Pragg's quicker.
Pragg's quicker.
Pragg's quicker right now, making his move quicker. So he's got more time left. So just to let you know that 25-minute is a clock given to both players.
Yes.
And then that clock stops.
Yep, it stops.
After you play a move. So 25-minute given to each player to make all his moves.
And after every move, you get a 10-second increment. After every move.
So then it pretty much goes to about 27, 28, something like that.
Depends. If it's 21:35, see, he's now made a move 21:33. If he makes the move, it'll go to 21:43 in that sense. So, lot at stake, but I think Praggnanandhaa has already created history.
Yeah, but that we'll get to later.
Yeah.
Why not create bigger history? Why not win it?
I'll tell you, because beating Magnus Carlsen will be next level.
Yeah.
The stakes that are there, look, Carlsen rarely loses. But somehow, if you look at it, younger players have always gotten the better of Magnus Carlsen because his only loss in this chess World Cup has come against a 17-year-old German GM called Vincent Kemmer. Now, Vincent Kemmer was the one who defeated him in the first classical. He could have very well been eliminated from the chess World Cup. Yeah. Carlsen's problem with youngsters, it seems as if his mind is so trained that, okay, I've got the bigger grandmasters, okay, I have to unleash beast mode. With the younger guys, he seems to, okay, the mind will want to say, okay, why not I just have fun with them? And in that fun, he's lost 5 times to Praggnanandhaa. And also he lost to Vincent Kemmer in the league stages. So that is why Praggnanandhaa has an edge, but Carlsen on the big day, he is, look at those numbers. I mean, it's, he's a world beater. He's one of the greatest for a reason. That is why. So
the first rapid fire is on. After the first rapid fire gets over, you'll get into the next rapid fire. If anyone wins one, it's either 1-0 or 2-0 or whatever.
1.5 to 0.5, yeah, because then, you get 0.5 for a draw.
Yeah, so you can win by a 1.5. So if it's, let's say, if someone wins both the rapid fires, he wins. If someone wins one and draws the other, again he wins.
Yeah.
So those are the two. Unless it's a 1-all or both are draw, till then you will play these 2 games only. Otherwise, then go into 10-minute rapid fire.
Tiebreakers, yes.
So that's where it stands right now. The fact that, as you mentioned, in this particular World Cup, Carlsen hasn't played any rapid fire, has he?
He's played only one against Vincent Kemmer.
And but Pragg's played 3.
3. This is the 4th.
So does that give him an edge?
It does, because if you go to that stage, he'll already know, okay, this is the pressure, these are the blunders. But one major point that was overlooked in that Erigaici quarterfinal, Pragg made blunders. A better player could have capitalized. Luckily, Erigaici did not capitalize on that. That's why Pragg got away with it. And remember, Pragg has always been like, okay, he's like the ant who refuses to give up. every match from Caruana onwards, he suffered from time. Time control was a big problem for Pragg. But then he hung in, took it to tiebreaks and got away. But he will have the experience of the tiebreakers, but we all know that taking it to tiebreakers is it's no child's play. It takes a massive toll on your mind.
Yes.
Even when Anand, let us look at 1997, okay, when FIDE tried their damnedest to ensure no Indian could ever come on the top. There was a knockout tournament to challenge Karpov in Lausanne. So, in Groningen, Anand had to play 30 matches in 31 days.
Okay.
30 matches in 31 days means you play an ODI, you are playing 30 ODIs in a month. He had to go through that field. Then he won that tournament. Karpov was fresh, he just had to come in and play. But Anand still drew in the classical. In the rapids he lost, but then he said, okay, it was like I was bought in a coffin to be presented. And Karpov just took fun. And Karpov later then had the gall to question Anand, saying, oh, I think he lacks the big game temperament. I think if Praggnanandhaa wins that, it will dispel the notion that, oh, possibly all Indian players don't have the big game mentality. You beaten the world number one in a field of 128 players, that too world number one Magnus
But
Carlsen.
I'll tell you one thing about Praggnanandhaa that I've seen. We keep talking about big game, big game mentality and so on and so forth. One thing that I've noticed with him, he's never overawed by the occasion.
Yeah.
It's not like, this big occasion. Even if he is, you can't see it. You can't see it. If he's playing his round one or he's playing his final, whatever, seems just as calm. Yesterday, it was interesting after the classical game. They were having a conversation where Carlsen was saying, why don't you do this here, why don't you do that, and he was like, no, but this is how you did it. So never overawed that he's playing arguably the greatest chess player of all time.
Teammates in the Global Chess League,
Alpine
Warriors, and this is a change in personality in Magnus, because 10 years ago,
very aloof.
Yeah, he would never
speak. Yeah.
And press conference.
Many thought he was very arrogant.
Yeah, but actually he's a very nice guy. He has to be just comfortable and he's his own cocoon.
He's also misunderstood.
Very.
Because of his, reclusive nature, people thought that he was very arrogant. But now you're seeing a different side of Magnus Carlsen where he is interacting a lot.
Oh, this is a very interesting opening. See, this is Carlsen, as Anand pointed out in that interview that you did with him. Carlsen's X factor is that he makes moves, but will not be so, the mistake won't be so obvious. It's not a massive blunder, although he did blunder once in a big way against Praggnanandhaa. But he never makes moves which are that, I think I have squandered my position. It is just those faint moves. You have to see it, okay, 50%, maybe I can move it here, no, maybe that. That is the thing. So, it's going to be very intimidating, but kudos to Praggnanandhaa for taking it this far. I mean, look at the age gap, 13 years age gap. It's basically when Carlsen won his first title, Praggnanandhaa was 8.
But I tell you, isn't that an advantage being that much younger? Because in a tournament like this, where you have to keep playing, one after the other, how many players?
128.
128 players started this tournament.
Yep.
From there on, to have reached the final, it can take a toll mentally, but that age factor. Carlsen's 31, 32, and he's 18. So sometimes the younger you are, mentally you have the ability to refresh yourself quickly and come back. As soon as you go past 30, it's slightly tougher. I'm not to say that he's old, but I'm just saying relatively in that context.
But remember, Anand had excellent success in rapid and blitz at 30, 40. He was on a next level altogether when it came to rapid and blitz. And remember, he's won, prior to the formats which have changed now, he won the Melody Amber, which was a rapid blitz blindfold tournament 9 times. He even played blindfold chess, yes. So, what happens in blindfold is, you're totally blindfolded. Then, the arbiter will tell, okay,
he's moved
pawn e4. Then in your mind, you'll have to calculate, okay, this is the board position. I move pawn to e5. That is the amount of pressure.
Can we cut to it? Can we cut to this? You just see the amount of stress. Just look at the two players. There's Praggnanandhaa. He is better on the clock. If you see the timing, he's
now currently
better.
He has to make a move.
But they've made 13 moves. But he's better on the clock. And look at Carlsen. He's eaten up more time.
He's
He's
eaten
left
about
with
11 minutes,
14:32, whereas he is left with almost 19. Though he has to make a move right now, Pragg. But after 13 moves, this is where it stands out. Look at Carlsen. I mean, you keep talking about Carlsen, intimidating team. This is looking like he's kind of intimidated or like really in stress.
Yeah. So
There is
Pragg saves his queen because the queen was under pressure from the knight that was there. So knight on h5, that could have posed a bit of a problem. It is still going to pose a little bit of a problem because Carlsen is really trying to make some inroads and he's better prepared for this opening. That's all I will say in this. But yeah, if any person can beat him, it's Pragg.
He's made his move.
Yep.
Yeah, they've done 14 moves. It's over to Pragg, but still about 4 minutes added time that Pragg has on his clock compared to Magnus Carlsen. And remember, after the clock winds down, that's when you'll have the result of the first rapid fire, and there are going to be 2 rapid fires.
Yeah, you have to make a minimum of 30 moves. Only after that you can ask your opponent whether you want to offer a draw or something.
Yeah.
So that is the situation at this time. The live board situation seems to be okay. Well, he can now challenge Carlsen's rook, because the problem is if he gets the queen there, the rook is under tension then.
Yeah.
But at this point, okay, so he's made a knight opening then. But according to AajTak, I mean, or if you want to look at other stockfish analysis, that's actually not the right move. It's given Carlsen black the advantage with this. The knight move seems to have been a kind of a mistake from Pragg.
But this is based on what Stockfish, the supercomputer.
The supercomputer.
The supercomputer is saying.
Yeah.
And supercomputer obviously calculates much quicker than any analyst that you may have.
Yep.
So it seems like that Pragg may have made a mistake.
And
remember, in this particular game, it's Pragg with white pieces and it's Carlsen with black, which means the onus is on Pragg to get a result out of this game.
Yeah.
So if Carlsen wins this one, then it's going to be all uphill in the second rapid fire, where Pragg will have to be playing with black. So so that's...
Yeah, so that is why I think, the knight, he lost the knight, unfortunately. That was... He tried to put pressure on the black queen, but he didn't realize that there was a bishop that could have come from the flank and cut it. So, that seems to have weakened Pragg's position, not that much. But yeah, the initiative for a win now, I think he'll have to wait for game number 2 then.
Okay, so that's the latest from there. We could go on and on, but just a reminder, we thought we'll set up this final. It's a very big day for Indian sport, and we'll be bringing you all the latest updates on sports today. As soon as the first game is done, we'll be back live then, analyzing whether it's a draw, Pragg wins or Carlsen win. Then we'll be back after the second game, obviously after the results. So through the day, we'll bring you all the latest updates. It's a massive day in Indian sport. We're keeping a close eye on that. So in case you do not understand the intricacies or the details, we'll come after the game is done and explain. It may take another half an hour, 40 minutes for the first rapid fire to be done, and we'll be live then. For the moment, from Siddharth and I, thank you so much for joining us. Through the day, we'll be live. If you want to know when we come back live and all the updates, we've already got an interview up with Pragyananda's coach on Sports Today. Do check that out. He actually explains in detail what could be the strategy, who's holding the edge. So check that interview. It's up on Sports Today. We did it a short while ago. But after the game is done, we'll have a lot of more live reactions, interviews coming through the day. So what you need to do is press the bell icon. That's when you will know whenever we have any more latest updates on this. For the moment, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.